Greetings and salutations, greetings and salutations, greetings and salutations. Good how they do, and so we're excited. I'm really excited today. We're generally excited, don't it? But today is a special day. You know how sometimes you watch people, let's call them celebrities, actresses, actors, singers, whoever, from afar, because there's this separation and distance. And the people who you're drawn to their talent or even you think their work is rubbish, whatever. But for some people, you feel an affinity for them, like a connection. And sometimes with celebrities and fans and stuff, people go overboard, like the Beehive. Not rush and tackle anybody who say anything bad about Beyonce. But there's some people for me who the connection feel really strong and powerful on a deeper level. And I've always trusted that. And I know there's a reason of that spirit has sent this connection. And the lady who I just have the pleasure and delight, and I'm so excited about the conversation we're going to have, is one of those people. Seen her work, watched her in stuff on TV and in films, and just thought, wow, there's a richness and authenticity and a connectivity I feel with her. Followed her on social media, and she responded to a couple of things. And, some people don't respond to their own IG and things. But there was something about the richness and warmth of her responses that made me go, And then a colleague, Natalie Thompson, I posted something saying Karen Roberts responded to me, and she said, yeah, man, that Jamaican movie was very real. And they said with the movie she worked on in Jamaica. And I thought, see there? Spirit. So, Saints, Fabian Seh peeps, I am chatting today with actress Karen Robinson. Greetings. How you do?
I'm good, thank you very much. I am blessed. I try to focus on the positive and give thanks, because really, when unbalanced, blessings abound. So
Look here. And it's about mindset and energy, because if you focus on the negative, you're going to draw more negative. And sometimes we forget that. We get stuck in but that energy around is like, sometimes you have to shift it.
Sometimes you
and
just
focus on what you want as opposed to what is appearing.
That's right. And I have to keep reminding myself of that, because with what's happening in the world today, which we need not get into. I mean, if you didn't wanted to focus on the negative, only negative way you could have all the time, right?
Yeah, and the reality is kind of, because as you said, people's mental health and it has just shifted, because there's so much from COVID to all the other things. And if you're bombarded with it on social media, it's on the news. So a lot more people are having mental health challenges show up, because there's so much stuff. And you have to say, shift, you have to stop, watch this. Don't, what you're taking in, what you're focusing on. In Jamaica, what I'm saying is the way I pre.
Sure. Exactly.
Which means what you're looking at, what are you giving your focus? So, like me, me here say you're born in England to your body into Britain.
Yes, sir. I have the passport to prove it.
Me too.
Yeah.
And then and you came to Jamaica at what age?
2 years old. 2 years old.
2 years old, and then you went to Canada at what age?
16.
Wow. So you were here from 2 to 16.
Yeah.
How have those 3 different things impacted and informed who Karen Robinson is today?
I think it's very telling that I'm addicted to this this British soap opera called Coronation Street, because my mother, rest her soul, told me that when she was pregnant with me, she used to watch it in England.
Okay.
I've been hearing those accents since I was in utero. I would say, however, that those 14 years in Jamaica put an indelible stamp on my psyche, on my spirit, on my personality. It really is the foundation of who I am. And the fact that I still have family there, and and when I talk to my people, I talk like this, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's never going to go anywhere, even though Canada is the place where I have lived for most of my life. So
Right.
as such, I think you absorb your environment. I think
Right.
person can do that, and so because I've lived now for almost 40 years in Canada, yes, there has been a shift in my perspective of how I see the world and the things
Mm-hmm.
that matter to me and what I'm accustomed to, and that sort of thing. But boy, when it come right
Yeah,
down to
down to it.
sense, those 14 years in Jamaica.
Yeah. How was it? Do you remember? Was it a big cultural shift for you when you moved to Canada? How did
Yes.
that? How did you manage that?
I still don't really know, because we didn't move when we moved to Canada, we didn't move to any big city. We didn't move to Toronto or Montreal or anywhere like that. We moved to small town Alberta.
Uh-huh.
So you couldn't find nobody for do your hair. You couldn't find no panty clothes that suit you. The pants in at the department store never fit you because your waist did too high or your bottom did too thin. I didn't understand why I couldn't look the same way in jeans that all these other little white girls. I couldn't look the way they looked in the jeans that they were selling. So that was the practical side of it. And then um I was actually talking to my father yesterday, and we were discussing how we noticed the difference in our church experiences from Jamaica
Mm.
to Canada, because
Mm-hmm.
we used to go Anglican church in Jamaica with the big organ and the big singing and the dance
Mm-hmm.
and the pop and the ceremony. And and you make sure say you put on your clothes, you put on your Sunday best. So when we reach Canada now, and small town Alberta, we never understand why everybody did so relaxed. And then they never did a sing out, and then did I sing the song too fast, all of those things. And of course, eventually you get inured in the culture and you get it. And now I'm much further along that continuum. Like
Right.
I don't even own a pair of pantyhose anymore. But um, but yeah, there was that. And then there was the other part. Of course, I ran slam into racism,
Mm.
overt and covert,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes quite harsh. And yeah, and somehow it was just putting one foot in front of the other. I had a mother who was extremely strong willed and basically pioneered Black existence in this small town in
Nice.
Alberta as a woman and
Yes,
a
man.
professional woman. And so I just had to follow her lead. I
Mm.
blessed enough to just follow her lead. So no matter what happened, you get up the following Monday, you go back at school.
Come on.
Mm,
Come on. So
mhm.
school now. When did you realize, or when did the performing arts find you? When did you step into that world of performing and doing poetry and acting?
Well, I was the baby of four children.
Hmm.
So I think I don't know about you. Where are you in your line of in your amongst your siblings?
I'm the first. I'm
You're
the
the first,
oldest,
and you
first
became
born.
an artist.
Born into England. Yes, and my siblings are all born in Jamaica. But
Uh-huh.
my parents were like, they don't want us here. We're not staying here. We'll go back to Jamaica.
Same thing.
So I
They got
came back to
to
Jamaica
stay
when I was
there.
7. Yes.
Okay. So anyway, I think that a lot of youngest siblings do become artists simply because, and I'm kind of joking about this, but at the same time, I think there's truth to it. Simply because by the time our parents get to us, they're tired and they can't bother. Right? So I sort of had a freedom to explore that my siblings did not enjoy, and I also so when I would go dive headlong, like if choir did a farm, Karen was in it. If tea party did a keep, she was doing a Louis Bennett poem. If anywhere where I could be on a stage, the stage would find me. All if there wasn't any stage. I don't remember this, but my siblings and my father tell me say any drama where did I go on in school, Karen would have found herself in the middle. Like Karen would have to go fix it.
So if there was no stage, you build one. You make a stage.
I make a stage. If there wasn't a stage, I made a stage. So that's what I did in Jamaica. And then by the time, so that was primary school. You know, you go to festival and you sing and you
Mm-hmm.
grade.
Mm-hmm.
And then high school, I think I did a couple of plays. You know, like Lettuce and Lovage and them kind of plays.
Mm-hmm.
Then, but then when I came to Canada, I think that's when I realized that I had the opportunity to do this for a living and nothing else, no other endeavor made any sense to me. And
Wow.
because I because I was the youngest of four and I was so headstrong, no matter how mommy tell me, well, you should really go secretarial school so you have some
Mm-hmm.
fun, you talk really nice, so you could have been a lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what they said, I was like, I can't. I can't do anything else. This is the only thing I can do. Thank God it worked out.
Nice. So you went to. So did you study theater at Mount Royal College? That's what you
I
majored
did.
in.
I did. I
Ooh.
studied theater arts and then I transferred to university. And that was a one time that I said to myself, let me just try this thing that mommy talking about, that, I should do something else that makes sense. So I actually went into communication studies. And to tell you the truth, Fabian, I have never failed at anything more spectacularly in my entire life. That was just like that was like an explosion and an implosion and and a dissolving, and it was just, yeah, it just
And you
didn't work.
said, mm-mm. As in,
Mm-mm.
no, 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 no.
So then I quit university. I went and worked for a year and a half, and then I was like, okay, the only way I'm going to get this degree that my mother says I'm supposed to get is if I do drama. So I went back to university. I did drama. I got that degree. I handed it to her, and I went about my life.
There you go. There
Mm.
you go. And what? So in this researching over 100 roles, over 100 credits.
It's so
You've
much.
been yes, you've been busy. You've been very busy.
Okay. I'm glad somebody else is keeping track
You
because
know, and from stage, screen, small screen, big screen.
Mhm.
Wow, wow. What has been what if you had to say there's a major lesson or lessons you learned on this journey as a creative, as an actress, and somebody who was clear, this is my path. Were there any teachers or experiences that really impacted or imprinted you that you find that you've carried with you for a long time?
I remember one particular teacher when I was at Mount Royal College. I had auditioned for a role, and she said to me, "You are the best person who auditioned for the role. You gave the best audition, but I can't cast you because there were no Black people in that position at that time in Canada. It was a period piece." And I
Ah.
tend to take these things and and these things tend to just roll off of me. Maybe it's because sometimes things take a while to hit me, like I have a delayed response.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, she did say that, and I've remembered that for all these years. What I also remember that is that I can't remember if it was before that or after that, but the same teacher said to me, out of all the students in this class, you're the one who's going to make it. So
Wow.
I would say that the lesson is this business, and I've proven this lesson time and time again. This business is going to knock you down.
Hmm.
Get up.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Get
that's
up.
what I would say. Yeah,
Yeah. I love that. And one of my absolute favorite Jamaican sayings is, "What is feel cannot be unfeel."
cannot be unfair.
So when
Take
you
it.
drop, get up. And sometimes I say, and nobody make sure make you jump up quick and go like in the earth, you know. That's
Eh,
something you drop for a reason. Lay down, catch your breath.
catch your breath,
Come up
breathe.
on your knee, take up on one knee first and say, all right, let me and find out why me drop. Why me drop? Why me
I
trip?
know. Yeah.
So you don't trip again. But as you said, if it's yours, you're gonna come back to it. And as
Yeah.
you said, in an industry, where it is in terms of racism or exclusion or diversity, sometimes them don't know what to do with this black bundle of talent. It's like, what we do with this? And a
Hmm.
lot of people, younger Jamaicans have gone abroad and them say, "Oh my God, you're so good, but we don't know what to do with you with all of thisness,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
have done the things." So in the research, so I now have work to do, because there's so much of what you have done that I have not seen.
Oh, like what?
So I have to say, even though several people have said, Fabian, you would absolutely love Schitt's Creek, I have never watched Schitt's Creek.
You are gonna love Schitt's Creek.
People have said to them, say, Fabian, this is your kind of show. I've seen bits and pieces. And then you guys won an ensemble cast SAG award, right? In
Yes, we
2021.
did. Yes,
And the
we
bits
did.
I've seen have been hilarious. It's on my list. I said, okay, I have to catch up on Schitt's Creek. You were also in Narc.
I know. Yeah, yeah,
With
yeah. But that was so long
Yeah,
ago.
and that was with
There's
Ray
a
Liotta,
whole
who
different face
recently
in Mark.
Ray Liotta recently made his transition. He
Yes, he
recently
did.
left us.
Yes, he
And
did.
oh my God, he played such awesome villains.
Yes, he
Just
did.
like that. He did. He
He
was
did.
like, look, he was gonna give it to you as a villain. Um, no, when I was doing the research, that's when I realized that's when I saw you first in the absolutely delightful Lars and the Real Girl.
Oh,
First time, because I was like, this is where I know her from. Because when in these later times, I've been wondering, she familiar to me. I know her from somewhere. And it's when I was doing the research, I'm like, Lars and the what a nice movie.
what a sweet movie! What a telling movie! I feel as though that movie was ahead of its
It
time
was. It
terms
was.
in terms of allowing space for people to be who they
It was
say
a
they are.
quirky and beautiful film.
Yeah.
Absolutely lovely. Out
Ah,
of the box. And I just said ahead of its time.
yeah.
And I was like, this is where I know her from. Lovely film. Loved it. Um, no, we're going to jump to Get a Life
Hmm.
in 2011, which I did see.
Okay.
And then you went on to win. Is it Salento? The
Yeah, I think
Salento Film Festival Best
international film
Actress in
festival. Yes.
2012. Very
Yes.
nice, nice,
It
nice,
was a
nice. And
complete
then
surprise to me.
second,
It came as a complete surprise to me, but it never come with any money.
oh, what was that experience like working on a film, a Jamaican film in Jamaica?
It
What
was the
was that
first.
like?
It was the first time, and actually, it hasn't happened since. But it was since I left Jamaica. It was the longest that I was going to spend in Jamaica and in the summertime because after you leave Jamaica, you tend to come home in the winter time.
Hmm.
As you need a little breeze out from the winter. So
Right.
so I got to go home and take everything that I had learned in
Mm,
in this uh relatively very well resourced industry in Canada
hmm.
and implement it in the language that is the language of my heart.
Ah,
Right? And I loved doing that. I loved working with the kids and yeah, man, with my people,
yeah,
with
nice.
my people.
And that's when I made the post about you. And Natalie Thompson said what an absolute delight it was working with you.
Ah,
You were so easy and you were so gracious and so giving. She said, yeah, because she said, and she's the Dominican roots. I said, yeah, man, I realized. So yeah, that nice, 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 nice. And Kevoy Ghana, Africa. Kevoy
see,
has relocated. He was in an
I
African film
told
and Ghana, African
sovereignty
mama. He has relocated to Africa. He live in Ghana now.
and turn celebrity panel.
Fidelity into Africa.
All right.
I'm happy for him because I know him from him in high school.
Oh,
Very happy.
really? When it was at Arden.
Yes, that's when I
Mhm,
met him.
mhm.
Yes. You were also in some episodes of Soul Food.
I was in some episodes of Soul Food. Yes, I was. Yes, I was back in the day. Man, you really you did your research because
And then when I saw it,
these.
when we see you, I love you, because and even that little girl was so harmful to you in the beginning, tiny pretty things.
I
And
know.
she did so mean to you in the beginning. But,
Yeah.
but I love that the journey, her journey of, which is real, of, I know I've messed up. I know, but I'm trying.
Yeah.
I actually quite like that series. I liked it. I
Good.
like
I'm glad.
I like the mix of the dark, the murder mystery thing,
Yeah.
but very human stories.
Very human
I
stories.
thought they did a nice job of mixing them.
Yes, and then it's all encased in beauty, in art, in
And
dance. My
if the them can dance one more
God,
time. Oh my God.
especially my daughter.
Yes.
Like, oh Lord have
They
mercy.
were, it was that, and I just said that was for me the beautiful balance, because some of those rehearsal things and performances, they were so, it was a joy to
Yeah,
watch.
yeah.
Yeah, so I loved you. I loved your role in that.
Thank you.
And you were also in one of my favorite shows, A Million Little Things, as Florence.
I know, and I auditioned for that part, and I didn't know the show at all. But I auditioned for the part and I ended up getting it. So then they sent me a few episodes, and I couldn't believe that I was gonna be in this kind of show, because this is the kind of show, like, like nighttime soap opera with a whole heap of pretty people and people falling in love and deep storylines. I felt like I'd done so many like movies of the week, and and
Yeah,
that sort of thing. I couldn't believe that I was gonna be in like an ABC marquee show,
yeah,
and as a love interest.
yeah.
'Cause
And it's such a great show.
yeah,
From
it's a
day one they had me. I was just like, yeah. For me, there's something happened in the landscape of writers in American shows, I find, generally, and I mean maybe COVID impacted it, because you
yeah,
were not getting things like A Million Little Things, This Is Us, Queen Sugar, Issa Rae's Insecure. The writer
yeah,
them things just start turn up, and they
yeah.
start to explore different kinds of stories, because you said love interest. I mean, why they bring back Florence? Florence will come back on the show. We need back Florence into the show.
Wait for it.
And I love that. Aunt Vi and Hollywood in Queen Sugar. You
Mhm,
don't get to
mhm.
see older, worse, older black couples in love, and because you're supposed to stop life done.
Right? Right? And you think of when we grew up and what the
Mhm.
TV that we grew up watching. And I don't know about you, but for me, I never saw that, but I never knew that I wasn't seeing that.
Yes,
And
yes,
that kind of gives you this sense of what the world is supposed to be, or who is worthy of
yes.
being on TV, and whose stories are worthy of being told.
Very much
And
so.
when you're in effect erasing yourself,
Mm,
that's a tragedy.
it is. It is.
Right? So
Because
I'm
we don't get to see it. We don't see those stories. And
yeah,
then you popped up in another favorite of mine, the Titans.
right? I know.
And
And there was a period
me,
there when I was like all over everybody's TV screen.
and people were rubbishing the Titans. They love the Titans. Love it. They love it. They love it. They love it. They love it.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, ooh, so nice, so nice, so nice. And then my current favorite is Pretty Hard Cases. Look here now. What a piece of niceness. What a piece of niceness
Yeah. And you
that
know what's
show
really funny with
is.
this is after Schitt's Creek had its run, and we're done doing Schitt's Creek now. And people are still watching it, and people still stop me on the street and everything. But it's fun because now people are recognizing me from Pretty Hard Cases. And I feel incredibly fortunate to have gone from one hit show to another hit show.
Yes.
Um, but I also love that it's a completely different character. Like
Yeah.
my outfits on that show, come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the
shut
little dog and the
the dog in the field.
yes. And
The
what? But
yeah,
there's something very nice about the show and the energy. The two lead actresses. Oh my lord! Oh, and then
they are brilliant.
oh, and the
They're brilliant.
timing and the and then the I forget his name, the Indian guy.
Yeah.
Nice
No,
again.
yeah.
Things and then even the black love interest, not the typical
Yes.
thing. It's nice. The show nice. It 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 nice.
So
And
you just get it what on CBC down there?
I watch it on a perfectly legal platform. This is my one in
Fine.
Joseph.
You have to
I
say
I
that.
watch it on a perfectly
I
legal
thought you would
platform.
say
I watch
anything
it.
different. Okay.
But it's delightful. It's an absolute delight.
Yeah.
It's a breath of fresh air. There's just something about the show that makes you say yes, man. But
Mm-hmm.
also the storytelling, the writing, the way that with her son and the nice. The show just nice and the Caribbean, man, love it, love it, love it. So that excites me. And then I saw it in My Fake Boyfriend, which is a hoot and a holler. What a nice little movie.
Which one?
My Fake Boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
What a nice little movie.
I
And what,
know.
so in addition to the treat of you being it, I
Uh-huh.
love Keenan Lonsdale from when he was in The Flash. Dylan
Yes.
Sprouse from Riverdale. And I
Yes.
forget one of the other young lady from who was in it.
Um.
She,
Um.
she was in
Um.
a she was in a show.
Is it married with? It's not married with children. Was that one with all the families that live on the same
The
block?
60s something, yes.
Sophia
Aston Kutcher was in it.
Vergara is in it, and
Aston Kutcher was in it.
oh, that one. You know what? Make we
I
stop
think
talking
she,
about it because
I
neither
think
we.
she might have been the love interest
Okay.
in
Anyway,
it.
they
But
were.
but my fake boyfriend didn't, and then the guy who played Keenan's love interest,
Yeah.
I didn't know him, and then when I googled him, he's like musical. But again, what a nice film!
Yeah. I really enjoy doing that and getting to know Keenan too. What a lovely, lovely
He
man.
is, and I'm so. Let me tell you, I was so proud, and I still am so proud of him.
Mm-hmm.
In claiming his truth,
Mm-hmm.
and because it's hard, young black man. I'm so proud of him
Yes.
because I know it can't be easy.
No.
Because like, so what do we do now that you've come out and now that you've said you said da, 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 but the film was just lovely. It was lovely, and I love the fact that it covered so many things. So under the
Mm-hmm.
guise of this comedy,
Mm-hmm.
looked at surrendering your power to somebody else in a
Yes.
relationship. It looked at obsession with social media.
Yes.
Really, it looked at friendship. It was so, and I thought that was such a smart. Some movies they're pretty thin, especially when they do comedies. This one
Mhm.
I found, you're like, is afterwards you're like, yeah, man, yeah, that's
Yeah,
a real thing. That's a
yeah.
real thing.
And they're
Nicely
commenting on
done.
these things without like being too on the nose about it,
Thank you, and allow you to laugh. And
Yeah,
even the older, the Asian man, the neighbor,
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
little about that he didn't talk at all, and then he had all this wisdom to say, and it was just, what a nice movie.
Yeah. Are we done? Because like you're telling me, I'm I actually don't have like a running list in my head of all of the things that we're in and that I'm in, and now I'm like just like, oh yeah, I'm in that too.
And
Oh
then now, so two things I haven't seen. You're in something called Morning Show Mysteries, which I
yeah,
now
oh
with Holly Robinson Pete, which I now
yeah.
need to, which is now on my list. Look, the trailer they may not look quite nice.
It's
And
my
then
friend and I, it's my friend.
Holly, really?
Well, we've done what 6 movies together now, so
Yeah,
I can say is my friend. If we
yeah.
don't come as my cousin because we have the same last name, but
See
still,
there, see there, see there.
yeah,
And she's
yeah,
also somebody who's been in the industry for a while.
yes. Oh, and she just got her star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yes,
What?
yes,
Yes,
yes.
Miss Thing is she is one of the hardest working women that I know.
Bless her,
And
bless her.
and her dedication to her craft is only rivaled by her dedication to her family.
Right.
Yeah, and I doff my hat to that woman. She
Yeah,
she's
nice.
that's amazing.
So that's on my list of things to watch now. And then, of course, now, and I'll try to do more than just watch the one episode you were in. But you won a Canadian Screen Award for Best Performance as a Guest Actress in Mary Kills People.
in Mary Kills the
And the
People.
show itself looked very interesting. I love the trailer with the little nursery rhyme. Ooh, I
Yeah.
like it. So what was that like? So in when you were doing the role, did you get a sense that it was gonna be some kind? You didn't.
No, no, no. I had no idea. It's I find that it's usually best when I have no idea of what's going to happen. Because then I act instinctively and I act from spirit, and usually it takes me in the
Yes.
right direction. So I auditioned for it. I connected to the role. There was a bit of back and forth as to whether or not they were going to give me the role. They offered me another role. I was like, yeah, I don't want that role. I want this role. And so they finally ended up giving me the role. And when I was shooting it, Fabian, sometimes I wonder if it's just like the perfect combination of script, actor,
Mm,
where my hormone levels, what I've eaten that day, and whatever. But I just found that woman's story found its way through me. Like
yes.
I was just a channel for
Yes.
her to tell her story. And a wonderful person who's actually my friend in real life played my husband, so it was easy to love him.
Nice.
Yeah,
Things were in alignment.
things were in
Things
alignment.
were in alignment.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
winning that award, my boyfriend was there with me, and my dress fit well, and
Yes.
apparently whatever I said for my acceptance speech, whatever it was, came out in full enough sentences. And then I got off the stage, and the first thing I did was call my mother, and
Uh,
and yeah, that was great. That was great. I mean, my
yeah.
mother passed away 2 years ago,
Yeah.
but I do believe that had she been born at a different time,
Mm,
she could have easily done what I do, and
mm.
probably better.
Nice. And
Yeah.
I wanted to offer condolences, but also to celebrate her life and her gifting us with you.
Oh.
Yeah, gifting us with you. Because yeah, a lot of that, the lessons we learn from, all the people who impact and imprint us, whether it's parents, teachers, along our journey, we
Mhm,
take something with us. We take something with us, and then we add it to the script, to our script and who we are.
mhm.
Um, so somewhere on the internet, it tells me that you have two things working on now. Something
Yeah.
called Echoes and something called The Missing.
Yes. So Echoes is a limited series that I shot last year that is actually coming out. It's imminent. It's imminent,
Okay.
like sometime within, I don't know, a couple of months. So that's going to be on Netflix, and The Missing is something that I'm working on right now. It's for
Okay.
NBC Peacock, and
Okay.
yeah, and I'm so excited about both projects. And everything kind of comes to me as a surprise, Fabian. I mean, yes, I do the auditions, but you kind of do a lot of auditions, and now
Right.
you're doing them in the comfort of your own home.
Hmm.
So, so you do them, and then you send it to, I send them to my manager, and then I go garden or something, right?
Hmm.
That's just my life. So when it comes back that I actually booked the role, it's always a surprise to me. Like,
Yes.
my manager always calls me and says, "So you remember that thing you auditioned for?" And I was like, "Okay, which one was that?" Because I can never remember. I can
Yes.
never remember. So both of these roles came as surprising gifts, and I have just been working with the most wonderful people, in Michelle Monaghan and Matt Bomer, in Echoes, and on this thing, The Missing. I'm working with Jeff Wilbush and Juliana Canfield and Mike Murphy. And if you look up any of those names, you will see that you have seen them in a hell of a lot of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And I
Nice.
just love to be
Nice.
in the company of these people.
Nice. Nice. Is there a role that you would love to play, that you would, whether it's in a plays, or is there a role or something that you've seen that you would love to A character you'd love to have the opportunity to play.
Lynn Nottage is one of my favorites, one of my
Mm.
favorite playwrights, and I have had the pleasure of doing Intimate Apparel. I would love to do Ruined. I would love to do all of her plays. Like,
Oh yes, School of Drama did Ruin.
yo,
Eugene
did
Williams
they?
with students.
Yeah,
Woo! Yeah,
yeah. I would love to do that role in Ruined. Um, And you know what? Other than that, and I say so carefully because anytime I'm like, I want to do that role, it's stuff. Oh, other stuff like it's like the universe says, okay, well, hold my beer, and then it just it gives me something even bigger.
yes,
So, I can't really think of any other role that I've pinpointed and said, yes, I want to do that. Like I
right,
got to do Mrs. Muller in Doubt, that
right.
role that Viola Davis made so famous. I got to do that on stage. So there's
Wow,
iconic black parts that I've
right.
to do. Even Prospera in Shakespeare, Lord have mercy. Why is it?
Tempest.
Thank you. Good Lord, my head. Anyway, yeah, I got to play Prospero, and her name was Prospero. I love
Yes,
that. Complete surprise. I would never have thought,
nice.
oh yeah, at some point I want to play Prospero. So yeah, if somebody wants to cast me as Queen Lear, I'm,
Come on now. Yes,
I'm
limitless, limitless, limitless.
limitless, like beyond what I can even imagine.
Yes,
It's frightening, but it's also enticing, and and the gifts that I get from going through it, and it doesn't always necessarily go well. That's the other thing, but you
right.
always learn something,
There
right?
you go. Yeah, years ago, there's a lady, Joyce Thompson. She's no longer with us. In
Okay.
my early days of working in HIV and social work and stuff,
Hmm.
she would always say to us, don't lose the lesson.
Don't lose the
When
lesson.
we had a rough thing or something didn't go well, she'd say, "What was the lesson?"
Yes,
So
yes.
whenever we were Wally having the pity party, she'd always pull us back. She said, "Okay, you can have the pity party when we're done talk, but what is the lesson? Don't
What is
lose the lesson
yes?
of whatever it seems negative to you now. What's the lesson?" And it's
Yeah,
something I've used for myself, but also in my life, mentoring people as a life coach, just saying, so what's the lesson? So you lost this job, and sometimes this spirit's saying, me, I free you up for this bigger thing over here because you won't let go off of this little one
yes. Kyle you're
and
afraid.
nudging you out of it. And we go,
Kyle you're afraid.
oh, thank you. You're
Because
holding
you're
on
like,
to
I
it. See
don't know where
there.
the safety net is. I
Mhm.
don't know where my have on university.
Yes.
No.
So it's just like sometimes when Jamaican, we have a thing said, no better, no there. I
Yes,
say better always there, but are
yes,
we ready for it?
yes, that too.
It we
Ah,
afraid.
mhm.
Better always there, but are we? Sometimes you don't see it. Can you said so?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
What
yeah.
a delight! What a delight this has been. So, but I never tell you because and I don't tell anybody because you must find out when they come on the show. Anybody who comes to the show has to play a game at the end of the show,
Oh, good.
and they get to pick the game. So one of the games is called Rapid Fire. I just said some words and you see what come to your head.
Okay,
Another
let's
one, another one is a spelling test. Then we have one called Let Me Ask You Something. That's general things about your life or its favorite things. One named Mix Up and Blender that asks you something that you may not, necessarily always share with people. And then there's one on Jamaican trivia.
Lord. No, I don't want to share
Which
my
one? So Jamaican trivia, Mix Up and Blender. Let me ask you something. Spelling or rapid fire?
for the spelling. I'm a very visual person. Can I write down the word?
Yes, man.
All right.
So you're going with the spelling?
Let me do the spelling.
Look here, see, look how you're special. You are the first guest who has ever told. First people say no spelling, no.
Really?
Yes,
It's probably the
look at
most
the most popular
fun.
one is rapid fire. That's the one that people usually quickly choose. But spelling never. No one has ever. So you're special.
The special.
Your first word is wreath. as in the thing that people, when somebody dead or Christmas decoration. So that's the first one.
Reath.
Correct. The
Ding ding.
next one is writhe, as in writhing pain.
Writhe.
Look how you right. The next one is wraith, like a spirit or a ghost.
Wraith. What kind of fufu one you ask me for?
Right, you're good. Heinous is the next one.
What?
Heinous crime. This was a heinous crime.
Heinous.
Yes. The next one is chlamydia.
Wait, let me get this chlamydia. CHLAMYDIA.
Yes. Ding, 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 ding. The next one is there's some books that are taken out of the Bible because they say they never quite fit, and they're called the Apocrypha.
Oh God.
How Apocrypha spell?
Three. APOCRYPHA.
Yes, Mama. We like it. We like it. Frankincense.
Look, it's Anglican church. I grew up in frankincense. FRANKICENSE.
Why it sound like a leave out to end? Come again. Come again.
Frankincense. Let me write it down before me. Okay, FRANKINCENSE. FRANKINCENSE.
All right, you had it that time. All right. And the last one is, since we just said frankincense, myrrh.
Oh, please. MYRRH.
Look how you right. See, first speller and everyone correct. Look at you. Niceness. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Karen Robinson, what a delight this has been. I want to say thank you. Thank you for saying yes.
Thank you very much.
I want to salute you and bless you for the work you have done and the work that you will do. Like I said, I have some things now on my list to go watch.
Yeah.
To bring myself up to speed. But thank you. It was a delight. And look here, the next time you're into Jamaica, we have to go out and have a little eatings or something.
I promise.
Yes.
I promise. I don't know when it'll be. It'll probably be sometime in the next year, and I promise I will get in touch.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been an absolute pleasure. Enough love and light.
I'm blessed.
Take care.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.